Hi, I'm Bradley Byrne, Senior Risk Management Consultant at ProAssurance. As a healthcare provider, you may receive a subpoena requesting the release of a patient's medical records. Understanding the legal obligations and procedures for responding to such subpoenas is an essential part of the modern practice of medicine. Before releasing any medical records, it is crucial to verify the legitimacy of the subpoena and determine if it complies with HIPAA. A subpoena must be issued in accordance with the rules of the jurisdiction in which it was issued and must be served per the rules of the jurisdiction in which it is to be enforced. If the subpoena is invalid or does not comply with HIPAA, the physician is not obligated to respond. Determining whether a request is HIPAA compliant begins with verifying who issued it. If a judge signs a subpoena or court order, you are generally required to disclose the information. If you receive a subpoena signed by an attorney or court clerk, you cannot disclose protected health information unless additional assurances are provided. Often, these additional assurances will come in the form of a qualified protective order that the parties have agreed upon, which limits the use of the requested protected health information. Additional assurances can also be demonstrated through documentation from the issuing attorney. Such documentation must demonstrate a good faith attempt to provide written notice of the subpoena to the patient, contain sufficient information to raise an objection to the subpoena, and represent that the patient did not object to the subpoena within the prescribed time frame. Once a subpoena is validated, a physician must determine if the request for medical records is limited to the minimum necessary information needed to accomplish the intended purpose. HIPAA requires that only the minimum necessary information be disclosed, which means that only the information that is directly relevant to the purpose of the request should be disclosed. Depending on the subpoena's scope, it may be necessary to redact sensitive information such as HIV/AIDS status and substance abuse treatment. Also, be aware of the specific protections HIPAA affords psychotherapy notes. Such notes should only be provided when the patient authorizes disclosure or the court orders it. Once you have verified the legitimacy of the subpoena and confirmed that it is HIPAA compliant, you can provide the requested medical records. If you suspect a subpoena is invalid, improperly served, or does not comply with applicable laws and regulations, do not ignore it. Consult with legal counsel to determine how to proceed. Responding to a subpoena for medical records is a complex process that requires a thorough understanding of HIPAA regulations. Failure to comply with HIPAA regulations can result in significant legal and financial consequences for the physician and their practice. Contact us if you need assistance with these issues.